All right, how's it going, everybody? I just wanted to do an update on. So, this is my roach colony. If you've watched any of my previous videos, I had the flesh eating beetles and I was doing little experiments on like kitchen scraps and stuff in this with the roaches and the flesh eating beetles. Well, I ended up separating a decent amount of the beetles into this aquarium that has just pine bedding in the bottom. This is a jar lid that I fill with water, and then I have there's like pork chop bones and fried chicken bones and stuff in here, and then right there, here I'll zoom in on it real quick, is a small mouse that I caught in my kitchen in an electric trap the other day. And as you can see, there's beetles wandering around. The interesting thing is, right off the bat, when I had these, I noticed that there were black beetles that were chasing what looked to be like a dark reddish, almost black color. And here I'll zoom in, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about there. Normally it's the other way around, so it's interesting that I'm seeing that right now because normally it's the black beetle chasing the red beetle, and I was thinking that the black was a male and the females were red because when I put this mouse in here, the red beetles were walking around and they were putting their abdomen all over the place, and they were putting their abdomen all over these bones, and it looked like they were laying eggs. So what my assumption is still that the black beetles are the male and the reds are the females, which the reds seem to also be smaller, and there's a little red right there coming out of the mouse. Um, and speaking of coming in and out, like I don't know if this one's going to end up going in that hole at the top right there or not. But I didn't even see that there was a second hole before, but there it does look like to be like there might be two or three holes there. And this has only been like maybe 48. Oh, there's a larva that just crawled out of it. So this is within 48 hours of the mouse being electrocuted and me putting it into this container that it looks like it has mummified a bit to where the flesh on the tail and the feet right there kind of look super dry. The hole there also looks really dry. If there was light, you could see the ribs on the inside and whatnot, and they've been devouring it pretty quickly. So like not even a very large colony of beetles and larvae were able to take care of. I mean, it was a pretty young mouse. It was pretty small. But even if I had a large one, like I still think they would have at least dried it out to where there is no smell. There isn't really an issue with keeping it there. So one of my friends wants me to save the skull, um, if they're able to completely pick it clean over time. So I just wanted to do a quick update, show everybody what's going on with everything. There are earlier today when it was hotter in the room, beetles were all over the place, just crawling, chasing each other, eating the mouse. And then sometimes if I zoom up on the bedding and stuff, you can see little larvae, but I'm not seeing any at the moment. Let's see. Yeah, other than that one in the mouse, I don't see any other any larvae or anything around. But they are breeding pretty consistently. There are a lot in here, and I've only had this aquarium up since I mean, I don't know, a little bit after I made the last video, so maybe only like 2 or 3 weeks really, and it's been able to establish itself very well. But I also started with a decent amount of beetles too, so it'll take some time for. I have not seen any larger larvae getting ready to pupate into a beetle yet, so there's still a gap in the stages there. So there's still needing to be eggs laid every month for there to be larvae hatching into beetles every month, kind of a thing, if you understand populations of stuff like that. So I don't know, it's been really interesting. They've definitely been really fun compared to the cockroaches, which I already have a pretty big understanding of. That they eat basically anything, and the only thing they need is heat and water and food, and they'll breed like crazy. So this has just been something to see, really fun, a breakdown of, and I've been able to use this mouse. So like the mouse was a pest in my house. It was getting into my food and stuff, and then I think there are still some more that I need to catch, but it was a nuisance. So instead of just killing it or poisoning it, which would have been way worse, and just throwing it away and being a waste, I was able to humanely euthanize it and then put it into my aquarium to be used. If I had a reptile, I would think about feeding it to something, but I would be worried about it getting into poison in one of my neighbor's houses or something and possibly contaminating my lizard. And that's an issue with poison that I have, that the rodent will eat poison and then it'll escape outside to go die, and then an owl or a cat or some other predatory animal will pick it up, eat it, and also be poisoned and die from it. So like, if you're thinking about getting rid of pests, really think about how you get rid of that pest, because it really matters in the food cycle of your local environment. But yeah, I appreciate everybody checking in and following along with my videos. If you have any questions on what I'm doing with my bugs or anything, let me know. I also have a container of this is a compost pile that I put all my kitchen scraps, paper waste, cardboard in, and it is full of, I'll actually just open it and show you real quick. It's full of a bunch of isopods, which are roly-polies, I don't know, whatever you want to call them. They're not insects, they're actually crustaceans. They're the ground crustacean in Northern America. Yeah, it's I turn it every now and then, and it also has a whole bunch of redworms in it. I also have a decent. Oh, actually, they must have hatched. I had a whole bunch of spider eggs and stuff that were chilling out up here that were preying on my isopods, but they must have vacated. So, but yeah. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate you watching.